The views and opinions expressed on Live at the Barbershop are entirely those of the host, guest, and caller and do not reflect the opinions of Live at the Barbershop or its staff. Viewers' discretion is advised. The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only and contains adult content, graphic language, strong sexual content, and a whole lot of shit talking. So in other words, get your kids out the room.
Live at the Barbershop with your hosts, Nisha J, Aaliyah, Black Republican, and those two crazy Caribbean guys from the Q&N show, Norris and Q. And now, the man of the hour, Mr. HNIC, Mr. Sleep When You're Dead, Hustle Now, the Magnificent.
Yo, son. What's up with all that?
I was just trying to amp it up, you know, like...
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, I'm all right, I'm with that.
John, live at the Barbershop Podcast.
Yes, Friday. This is a Give Back Friday. This is a definite Give Back Friday. First of all, I want to give a shout out to a very important person in the community down here in South Florida that is super underrated and needs to be, what they say, you need to give them their flowers while they're here. Yeah. Good friend of mine, a mentor, colleague, a pillar in the community, Rodney Baltimore. Works for Hot 105, Cox Media. They need to give that man every gold medal that's out there. That man has been a pillar in this community. And because of that individual, it brings me to where we are today with these three individuals. Three pillars in their community that are making change. Giving back to the community.
Icons.
Men. That's what's missing in our community. And that's why I applaud these gentlemen, because situations like this need to be put on platforms like this.
Black man at that.
Now, early 80s, it was a lot of things going on. Going into the 90s, a lot of things. You know, the crack era came in, a lot of hustling, a lot of things. People got locked up, different things. Yeah. But that didn't mean it has to stay there. It doesn't have to stay there. We can all come back and give back to our community. I had a deep discussion with these three individuals, and from day one, I said, I got to get you on the show so you can tell your story and let everyone else know what good work you're really doing in the community, excuse me. So, without further ado, before we even get to the guest for tonight, let me start. I'm your host for tonight, John. Next to me is my man Q.
Yeah, what's up, brothers?
Next to Q is Norris.
Good night.
He ain't got nothing to say now.
I said good night.
All right. All right. On the panel, Sassy. Sassy's in the building. Sassy, what's good?
Hey, welcome.
All right. Also in the building tonight, Aaliyah's in the building. Aaliyah, what up?
She's on mute.
You're muted, Aaliyah.
Hello, everybody.
There you go. What's good? Nisha J won't be able to make it with us tonight, but without further ado, let me introduce our guest for tonight. First up to bat, Minister Anthony Durden. Yes, Mr. Anthony Durden. Yes, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yes.
Good evening, my beautiful people. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
thanks
my brother.
Welcome.
Next up to bat, my man Marvin Campbell. What's the deal, Marvin? What's good?
Peace, everything good, my kings and queens. How y'all doing?
Yes,
great.
Sir.
All right. Welcome.
And last but not least, my man Albert Campbell. Albert is in the building. What's good?
Peace to our royal priesthood and our great community.
All right.
Yes,
So
Right,
now,
right.
this is South Florida. For a lot of people that think it's always on South Beach, don't get it twisted. Okay,
Yeah, it's not
do
South
not
Beach
get it
and La
twisted.
Havana. No, it's not.
So now, you have Anthony Durden, born in Miami, raised in Compton. That's a combination right there. But what you have a journey that you were on, and I must say, when we spoke, it inspired me in many different ways because we spoke about the 20-year drug and alcohol addiction, homelessness, and then you giving back now as a minister to the death row inmates. And then now Marvin Campbell, aka Sweet, you did a 20+ bid. And then you came back and you decided, you know what, I'm because we spoke also. You said, for all that we took from the community, now it's time for us to give back to the community. That meant a lot. That meant a lot.
Sir.
And then Albert Campbell. And that's we're gonna touch on that too, being as the two of you are brothers, aka Lil SONNY.
Yeah.
You did a 22 plus year bid. Came back with the same attitude, not a bitter attitude, but an attitude to say, okay, you know what? I took from the community. Now it's time to give back to the community.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot. You guys were involved also in the Hunger 9 strike back in 2019, March 9th. So now I'm gonna have each and every one of you tell your story. Tell your story and let the world know what you're doing to give back to your community. And this would be a lesson for all the younger audience as well, that even if you get caught up, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. You're gonna tell a story and what you're looking forward from the community.
So, first up the back, Minister Anthony Durden. Good night.
Good night, my brothers, kings and queens. It's a blessing. It's a privilege to be on this platform tonight. I want to thank you, my brother Corey, John,
yes,
for
sir,
reaching out. And like you mentioned earlier on, when you opened up with our brother and our pillar in our community, that I look at too as a royal king here in this community, who gave me my first voice on radio, Rodney Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
Anytime that I've called that brother, anytime that I had anything going on in the community, he was just a phone call away, and he would allow his platform for me to come on Hot 105. And I want to thank everyone over at Cox Media as well. Shelby Russian, Big Lip, the whole team over there, man. Missy Bailey, the whole team over at Cox Media has embraced me like a little brother. And so I'm grateful for that opportunity. I'm also grateful to Live at the Barbershop.
Thank you very much.
Because this platform is definitely essential in this day and age, because we need to be able to control our own narrative and control our own media and tell the story the way that we want to put the story out there to our people.
Yes.
And I'm thankful for this platform, and we need many more like-minded men and women like yourselves to continue to carry the mantle to spread the gospel. This is what I consider the gospel. You know what I mean? Although I go up under the name minister, and I am an ordained minister, my ministry is in the streets. When I look back on my life, raised in church, my mother raised me in a Christian environment growing up in church. My aunties, my grandmothers, my uncles, everybody in my family was pretty much servants. My cousins that are on this platform with me tonight, excuse me if I may get a little emotional tonight, because to me, this is God. This is really, really God working, and I'm seeing the manifestation of his works. It's a privilege to serve this community. My story is, growing up in Miami, leaving Miami at the age of 6 years old after my parents divorced, moving to California where I knew no one. My mom, You know, she relocated, and I experienced that life in South Central Los Angeles and East LA and Compton, California. But I remember, I can recall my mother was a godly and still is a godly woman, a woman of integrity, a woman with values, principles, and morals. She instilled in me those morals. Unfortunately, you know, I was dealing with an issue that I really couldn't identify with even at my young age, because my perilous turn began that minute that I got on that plane. I can remember just like it was yesterday. I got on that plane leaving from Miami and leaving my father, and that disattachment and that trauma. It didn't really resonate to me what was actually taking place. But I can recall, even at the ripe age, at 6 years old, I can remember that conversation that we were having amongst ourselves as a family, and it was like a departing. It was like a funeral service. You know, it was like death. And I no longer saw my father for years to come after that. And I could just remember being around, you know, people that I really didn't know or didn't identify with. You know, these are my roots, man, here in Miami. You know what I mean? This is my roots, my grandmothers, my uncles, my cousins, my whole upbringing, you know, my whole, you know, identity started here. And relocating, you know, I gravitated and created a new identity for myself. Unfortunately, it led me down a perilous road of drug activity at an early age. I started smoking weed, man, at the age of 13 years old. You know, I can remember going to school every day high. You know, I was high on weed every day in the 6th grade. Me and my homeboy, you know, we would have like 6 or 7 joints rolled up every morning, and we would head to school. And before we would even get on the school grounds, we was already, you know, laughing and giggling from the weed, you know, and what we call back then cracking jokes on each other, and, you know, getting those munchies and running to the store, getting up all, you know, buying all the now and laters and the jawbreakers and the jelly beans, you know, with the early munchies, man. So my experience with drug activity started at an early age. And then I could remember I was always a talented and smart individual. I was always creative. I was always, you know, involved in some certain activities. I was playing drums in church. I sang in the choir. I played sports. I was a great athlete. I was very articulate. I was very smart. But I was also dealing with some demons, you know. And I can remember dropping out of middle school, which we called it junior high back then. This is like in the early 80s. You know, we called it junior high. They call it middle school. I can remember dropping out of school after being employed at the Los Angeles International Airport working security. I had a little part-time job, a little part-time gig that I would do after school working at the airport at the international Tom Bradley International at the LAX. And I can remember the first time someone put crack cocaine in my hand. I didn't know what it was. This was like 84, 85. The crack era had them really kind of took off. We had a
coming in.
There was this tank with a long stretched arm called the Batarang.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Back in LA.
You know, and that Batarang used to come through the neighborhood and knock down a whole house, you know, a whole wall. And sometimes they would go to the wrong house. You know, and it was crazy. And so this was the crack era. Then became, you know, the drug wars became, you know, the gang violence was intertwined with that. We started indulging in a lot of violence. I joined the Crips. And it wasn't really a necessary initiation. It was just my environment. My environment was conducive of this is what we did. You know what I mean? So if you grew up in a particular neighborhood, you was already affiliated. You know what I mean? And so anytime you stepped outside of your circle, you know, you would get tried and tested. You know, where you from, cuz? Where you from, blood? What sex you claim? You feel me? So you had to have some kind of identity. I didn't have big brothers. I didn't have uncles. You know what I mean? All of my uncles and big brothers was left in Miami. Right. Now it's just me and my baby sister. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I felt like I had to protect her, so I had to put this mask on. You know what I mean? Yeah. And become this monster and adapt to my environment, because I wasn't gonna have anybody, trying my sister or even trying me, or disrespecting me. So I had to establish respect, whether I wanted to or not. You know what I'm saying? And that was just the environment you lived in. That was the street code. You know what I mean? Right. And I can remember, man, we started a lot of the things that you see today, and this is why I'm so convicted and so compelled to do the things that I'm doing in the community, because we started drive-bys in Cali. You know, we was buying AKs, and buying Uzis and buying Tech 9s. We started that culture. Right. You know what I mean? And we took it to that level. You know what I mean? And then, way before the crack cocaine addiction kicked in, I was sitting in the base house selling crack, after school, and the money was coming so fast it scared me. Yeah. But I can remember the values that my mom was instilling in me, right? Yeah. And so I couldn't take the drug money home because my mom wasn't having it. You feel me? She like, that's the devil's money. You're not bringing that in here. Yeah. So I used to have to hide my money, and I used to have to hide it in the shoebox or hide it in my clothes. You know what I mean? I would have to leave my guns outside because I couldn't bring guns in the house. So I would leave guns outside in my front yard buried, right?
Two lives.
Yeah. And on my way to school, I would dig my guns up and put them in my backpack or put them in my book bag, and I would be going to school with a sawed-off shotgun.
Wow.
Waiting for anything to hit the corner, because it was on site out there. It's like, this is the environment I grew up in. So it's weird, man, when I try to express that to some people that never really understood what that really is. It's like, even me trying to articulate it now, it's like some people really don't really fathom that this was really a part of my life when they see the things that I'm doing today, And so I'm not going to take too much of my time. I'm not going to take too much of my time sharing my story, but just know this, that I have I've been street certified, you know what I mean? And I'm street qualified. And I've been on both sides, from the East Coast to the West Coast. I done been there, done that, done seen a little bit of everything, but God is using me right now, man. And I thank God for God cleaning me up from 20 years of drug addiction, from being in and out of institutions since the age of 9 years old, 10 years old. I can remember going to psychiatrists. My mom, like, something wrong with him. Y'all tell me, taking me to psychiatrists, I'm sitting in classrooms where guys was just kind of like in this dysfunctionality. Everybody was coming from broken homes or broken relationships, or just broken boys, period. You know what I mean? And dealing with spiritual warfare, and not being able to identify what I was really fighting with. I knew I was dealing with something, but I didn't know how to articulate it at that time to an adult to express, I'm struggling with this and I'm struggling with that. You know what I mean? So I kept it to myself, and nobody around me. We often keep it, we in the streets, we often say keeping it 100. Yep. Well, most of the guys that I grew around with, all we were was just habitual liars, because we was lying to ourselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody was telling the truth, you know what I mean, about what was really going on, because that pain was too deep to even share. You know what I mean? So we all put masks on and became something that we really wasn't. You know what I mean? So
what the word they used to, they flossing?
No, well, the word back then was keeping it real. Yeah, keep it real, son.
Yeah, keeping it real was really lying.
That was the term back then. It's like, I'm keeping it real. It's you hit it right on the nail with that, because again, in the Black community, amongst the young Black male, we had this discussion before, because it was a discussion we had maybe 2 shows back about the Caribbean kids coming here and have to dealing with certain things in America. So to know now that it's not just, it's all Caribbean, American, Black, it's just Blacks in general, all the pressure and the mental strain that comes with it.
Yeah.
And then we want to tell you now that, you have a mental problem, or he has all HDD or
ADHD, yes.
You know what I'm saying? All no, it's the environment.
Yeah.
It's the environment. You know what I'm saying? So
also, if you don't have that, because like you said, when his parents got divorced,
Yeah, that's
he
another
left
factor.
he left his father behind.
That's another factor.
Once you don't have that fatherly figure in your life, something gonna happen. It's yeah. I mean, he has his mom, and his mom is very spiritual, but you don't have that strong male figure in your life.
That's the thing.
Trust me, it's the big deal.
That's the thing.
Yes, it
Studies
is.
show that we actually learn empathy from our fathers. So fathers are very important.
Very crucial. Very crucial.
Very important.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through everyone, and then at the end we'll do a little Q&A. Okay. So okay, Marvin Campbell, I'm gonna bring you up next. Let me hear your. I'm ready to hear the story.
Your version of
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How y'all doing out there?
We're
I'm
good. We're
Bless
good.
you, cousin.
Yeah,
Love, man.
Hold up, before we go any further, I don't know why you got like a Pimp C vibes to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey man, listen here. Listen here.
That's sweet.
Check this out. This story right here.
man,
It's all gonna tie in.
no,
That's sweet.
no, sweet as Marvin.
Sweet is more
Right.
man.
Albert got
Yeah.
Pimp
That's
C.
sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, that is sweet. My bad. My bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man.
You know what they used to call you know what they call Pimp C, right?
Yeah.
All right, Sweet Jones, you know that. Okay,
First of all, let me give thanks and praise to God
Thank you.
for allowing to thank
Fact.
and I want to thank all the kings that's listening. And I hope y'all understand my story.
I would.
So, first of all, my name is Marvin Campbell Sr. Born and raised in Miami. And the reason why I say I was born and raised in Miami because me, my mom, and my brother, we touched about every spot in Miami.
Mm.
Overtown, Carol City, the Bajas, Opalaka, Brown Sub, Liberty City. And the reason for that, because my mom was a drug addict, drug dealer.
Mm.
And if you can understand a drug addict being a drug dealer, that's a hell of a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To see your mom sell drugs and to come home from school and to see her using drugs.
Right.
Be like, damn, what the hell is going on with this?
Yeah.
So my life took some of the worstest turns, some of the unbearable situations it is. You know, I was homeless, you know what I'm saying, coming home from school, going to the park that I played Optimus football with, then have to turn around and sleep in that same cell.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So after I get finished from playing Optimus ball, you know what I'm saying, my mom, she'll take it to our grandma's house, we'll wash up and shower up, but my mom had so much pride, you know what I'm saying, she didn't want no handouts. So we'll just go back to the center, you know what I'm saying, sleep overnight, get up in school, go to school, me and my brother. So, you know, I want to give, you know what I'm saying, special thanks to my mom, because strong woman, man. You know what I'm saying? To see your mom going through, coming home from school, you know what I'm saying, me and my brother used to come home from school. And my brother was real wise, so he can always pick up, you know what I'm saying, little bitty things was happening.
Right.
So I would, you know what I'm saying, look at him like, damn, what the hell wrong with him? And he just take off running. But me, I'm the curious one, so I would go in the house and see people robbing my mom and my stepdad.
Wow.
So
Wow.
to be a young man coming home to somebody pistol whipping your grandfather, pistol whipping your aunt, you know what I'm saying? So everything I learned, you know what I'm saying, I learned it firsthand.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that's tough.
That's tough.
How to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I learned how to survive, you know what I'm saying, the robbery game, you know what I'm saying, the drug selling, the drug using. You know what I'm saying? I learned that firsthand. So ain't nobody here to teach me that. You know what I'm saying? By watching my brother, everything my brother did, you know what I'm saying? I never wanted to be a Bo Diddley or a Ike or a Bunky Brown. I wanted to be like my brother, Big Money Sonny.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Here
all
we
right.
go.
He coming.
Okay.
Matter.
Back in.
You know what I'm saying? I was gonna follow that road.
Mm,
So, you know, my life is a real dark side. You know what I'm saying? Real joyful side. Right. So like everybody say, man, I was just playing the hand that God dealt me with. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But God also gave us a chance to turn that hand in, you know what I'm saying, to get another hand. But we just played that hand like we playing poker. We just, you know what I'm saying? Most of us just bluffed our way through. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no good hand, but I'm gonna just bluff it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no good hand, but I'm gonna just carry this pistol. You try me, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
So before I stepped on the porch, I already knew about the drug game.
Right.
Already knew about the robbery. Already knew about using drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it was nothing nobody can teach me because I learned it firsthand.
Yeah.
So, you know, when my mom finally tried to clean up her act and you know what I'm saying, sent it to our grandma's house and you know what I'm saying, me and my brother, everything was me and my brother. You know what I'm saying? I never considered, you know what I'm saying, my father as a father because I didn't know I love him to death. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's nothing can happen to my father around me. I love him to death. I just ain't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My father was my brother. I took everything that came with a father figure, you know what I'm saying? I looked to, you know what I'm saying, for my brother. You know, but one particular incident happened when my grandma separated us and all hell broke loose. All the
Mm,
darkness came out of me. All the frustration, all the pain, all the anger, everything came out. You know what I'm saying? So when I was in middle school, I started smoking weed, skipping school, doing any and everything, snatching pocketbooks, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I was broke. I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no mom. The only person I knew was my brother. Ain't have him no more. So you
right.
know,
So that's when you
everything,
start doing. That's
excuse
when you
me?
started, like turn to the drugs.
Yes, badly, heavily. You know what I'm saying? So I knew about heroin because I watched my mama use heroin. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I knew about cocaine because I you know what I'm saying, learned that firsthand.
Right.
So I was dipping and dabbing. It ain't nobody knew, you know what I'm saying? But I was a junkie too
Right.
Yeah.
at an early age, at a
But
young
nobody was
age,
monitoring you.
and nobody
Nobody
was
saw it.
monitoring. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And nobody couldn't tell me nothing because I lost one valuable piece in my life with my brother.
Right.
So
Your
I
protector.
ain't,
He was like your protector,
yeah,
right?
So
yeah.
you
So I ain't care about the beatings. I ain't care about the curfews. I ain't care about the come home or I'm gonna come down the street. I ain't care about that. Come on down there and
Wow.
get me, beat me all the way to the house, and hey man, you know. So you know, with that,
The feed.
Yeah, it's feed
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Let him wait till he come back in.
So
you know,
Here we go.
All right.
excuse me, you know.
Yeah,
So with that led me to robbing,
mhm.
stealing, cheating, being disrespectful, and everything that came with it. So when me and my brother finally linked back up, got in the streets heavy, you know what I'm saying? He came and got me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
His link again.
Breaking.
You know, and you know, I never finished school because I was too far gone.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I already had a reputation because I was on the drill team at Northwestern, so I already had the girls. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I ain't want to be the Bo Dillies and all that. I want to be Big Money Sonny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's how you get
You know what I'm saying? So
Sonny.
I see him with the jury. I see him with the girlfriend. I'm gonna get me 2, 3, 4 girls. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that led me to the disrespecting the women,
Mm,
verbally, mentally abusing the women.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Not caring. You know what I'm saying? Because the streets, when the streets hype you up so much, yeah, boy, that's sweet right there. Boy, look here. I had 4, 5 cars at one time. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? And we had a direct plug to the gun store. So
Right.
every
Wow.
gun came out, we'll go
Mm.
get the gun.
Wow.
Convicted felon, you know what I'm saying? We going to get them. I
Yeah.
wasn't a killer. I wasn't a gunslinger. I wasn't a feared dude. But if you mess with us, it gonna rain for days and days and days and days. You know what I'm
You
saying? And yeah, go ahead.
know, I was gonna say, I'm from New York, but I'm not gonna lie because back in the days in New York, when we used to view Miami, the only viewpoint we had from Miami was Miami Vice. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
we thought Miami was just all these pink
Beaches.
what do you call them, the flamingos,
Yep.
and
yeah,
dudes running around with their no socks.
Beaches.
Until when I took a
Tank
trip down
tops
here,
and
and I
all
was
that.
like, "Yo, it's serious." I remember I went to a gas station one time and I asked for direction, and someone told me, "Yo, don't do that." You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. And I'm like,
yeah,
"Well, if I'm lost, how am I supposed?" They said, "Nah, somebody hear that, they gonna
Yeah.
follow you,
Miami, yo.
and yeah, they gonna get that." So
That term
yeah. But
cocaine cowboys and all of that,
yeah,
trust me. Yeah.
yeah, but see, all that flashy stuff, that's on the other side of the bridge. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
earlier
We ain't had no business over there, so we ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying?
said that earlier.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The hood was ours. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We claimed like 5, 6, 7 spots. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody finna come around there and do nothing to us because we ready. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like I said, we wasn't gangsters. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't killers,
Right.
but it would rain every day.
Mm.
Yeah.
You feel
Oh,
what I'm saying?
trust me, I know
It
because
would rain.
I grew up in Coconut Grove. Trust.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know. Trust me.
Yo, we made a joke about it last week. I said he
Hey,
said Coconut
trust
Grove was hard. I said,
trust
which
me.
Coconut Grove? You talking about Planet
Ain't no
Hollywood?
planet. No. No. They call that the village. That's where the white folks is. I'm talking about the West Grove, Coconut
yeah,
Grove.
yeah,
Trust,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Ain't
But
no joke.
but my you know with my disrespectful ways and my my I was just out of control. You know what I'm saying? Led me to 20 and a half years in prison.
Wow.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
you
Like
don't
my
mind
brother,
me asking, if you don't mind me asking, what'd you get locked up for?
I got locked up in conspiracy of distributing 5 kilos of crack cocaine.
Mm, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I give my brother so much props because he was facing life in prison, right? So
Wow.
he told them people, man, listen, man, y'all let my brother go, man. I'll take a life sentence, man.
Wow.
Wow.
That's deep.
Not
That's
finding that
serious. That's
nowadays.
serious.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep.
They promised
So
their
he
life.
That's
actually
love.
he
That's
act,
love
he actually was willing to give up his life.
for
Right.
you.
For you.
You know what I'm saying? For me.
That's love.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, going through the prison system, I had a little man complex. You know what I'm saying? I'm 5'6", 5'7". You know what I'm saying? I was like 160. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it was either I was gonna do that my way or no way. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And they sent me through like 5 of the roughest prisons in the federal system. And I
Mm.
used to ask God, damn God, what you trying to kill me or something?
Wow.
That question
I done,
said, but God.
I done been through 4 major riots.
Mm.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But one time they called home, you know what I'm saying, to my wife and told her that I was dead.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was that serious.
Mm.
Every day walking around with a knife. You know what I'm saying? Every day, little old me, they looking up to me. Yeah, man, sweet man, these niggas over here tripping. What's up? Let's go.
Shank.
You know what I'm saying?
But I had that
And
shank.
and all that was because of the hurt and the pain that I had in me for many years, building up, building up, building up. And the first chance I got to get it off, I was getting it off. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I ain't no killer, but if you come here, it gonna rain every day. So you know, I think God had a very, very specific plan for me because my release date was 2029.
Whoa. Okay.
I got out in 2015.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to thank the Circle of Brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? For shining the light on me and give me the opportunity to go into these little junior high schools and speak to my brothers and sisters and let them know, listen, streets gonna get you killed.
Yep.
Streets gonna get you in prison, and while you in prison, you can get killed.
Yep.
So being in the streets ain't nothing but death.
Yeah.
One way or the other, you gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I know God had a plan for me. You know what I'm saying? So I came out, and once again, you know what I'm saying, following that father figure, because every time he said, boy, sweet, listen, you know what I'm saying, let's go do this. Come on. I follow him. You know what I'm saying? I follow him and Brother Durden to the Circle of Brotherhood.
Mhm.
And man, listen, that's the best thing could have happened. You know
Definitely.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I also, you know, before I you know what I'm saying, close this out.
Yeah.
This is something real serious, man. You know, us as men, so-called men, we was worse than pimps, man.
Mm.
We call ourselves a drug dealer or a stick-up kid, but we was worse than pimps.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I wanna apologize to my sisters out there that's listening for disrespecting y'all,
That's deep.
for leaving y'all to raise our kids, for not caring, for even having one girl and trying to sex her friend.
It's deep.
I want to apologize for not being there for y'all, for creating, listen to me, for creating our young men out here slinging them guns, because I'm one of the authors of that. I want to apologize to my sisters for not just being a man, for not owning up to the duties that I should have. Leaving y'all out here. First of all, raising the son is real hard, because when I came home, I didn't know how to be a father.
Mm.
Nobody taught me how to be a father, so I didn't know how to be a father.
How old were
But
your
at the,
children at the time when you had to leave?
my oldest was 9. My youngest was 1.
Wow.
Mm.
I didn't know them
If you don't
when
mind
I
me asking,
came home.
how old are they now?
My oldest is, I think my oldest like 36.
Wow.
My youngest like 27, 26, something like that.
Wow.
But man,
Grown man themselves.
us as men, listen to me, man. Us as men, we have to stop taking away our women desire, our women dreams, our women goals, and let them be the woman that they is.
Right.
Because they've been holding us from day one.
That's true.
Yes, man.
We've been riding on their backs from day one, from way since Harriet Tubman. And she used to tell them, Negro, if y'all don't get on this train, I'm going to blow your head off. We've been riding their coattail from day one.
Yeah.
That's big
So
responsibility.
yes, it is. So
It is.
who are we to disrespect them women, man? In order for us to get our community back, first we have to get our sons back. Second, we have to get our daughters back. Thirdly, we have to respect our women. We will never be able to control our community, them same community that we tore down and destroyed. We can't get them back without getting our kids back.
Right.
If we don't work on our kids, we gonna never get our community back.
That's true.
Because we gonna be worse than pimps.
Your son is on the check-in.
We gonna lock our women in the house. We gonna destroy their dreams. We gonna shatter their hopes, and we gonna beat them to death. So, my sisters, I truly, from my heart, I apologize to y'all.
That's a true blessing to hear a man come out and apologize like that to women that that you've hurt, and because you not only hurt. I'm glad you recognize that, because when you hurt one person, you hurt a generation of people.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're just not what the things that you do just does not affect just you. You're not living for just you. You're living and you're affecting a whole generation.
Yes. So when I run up in them schools,
so that's a blessing.
I always
appreciate that. Thank you.
I always carry paperwork when I go to, see my young men and women, because they can say, "Oh, well, Pastor Don, you sending us somebody that never been to prison, never been in jail." So I show them this. I say, "Man, I got rap sheets, man. I got rap sheets older than y'all." You know what I'm saying? I got rap sheets older than y'all. So you know how I, young slick, 2/4 slick young dudes. Well, how you get out of jail early? I thought you said you supposed to be in 2029. I popped this on them. I say I did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? I say, when you see me, you see the realest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But God,
you see a man that was, sentenced to 35 years. You know what I'm saying? Stood in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Waited till God got me up out of there and never told a bit. And my brother say, "Man, let me tell you something, man. I love you so much, man. Tell on me, man. Them niggas telling on me, man. Get out there. I need you on the street." I say, "Nigga, I got your back till I die."
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? So that's man, I need an author to write me a book, because I got a lot, but I'm gonna end it with that.
I might have that connect for you. We're gonna talk after this. I got 2 plugs for that.
What they say?
Yes, sir. And I love y'all, beautiful queen. So first of all, can I get a shout out to my mom?
Definitely.
Definitely.
I want to give another shout out to my wife, because I've been with my wife since 1982.
Wow.
There it is.
And even when I was in prison, she left them doors open. You know what I'm saying? All the pain that I caused her, she left them doors open. When I came home from prison, she was right to that bus stop, that bus station. You know what I'm saying? And say, "Baby, I love you."
That's love. That's love.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I want to give it, shout out to her, man, and tell my kids, man, my kid Kiana, Marvin Jr., Mariel, Antoine, and Martavia, I love y'all. And I love y'all from having me on this podcast. And to my beautiful sisters right there, hey, man, don't give up on us. Don't give up on us. You know what I'm saying? Just pat us on the back. You might have to kick us a little bit because we stubborn, right? But hey, man, put us in our place. I love y'all.
Yo, listen, I was letting you know earlier your son was on a check-in, and he said to let you know he'll be 36 in September.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Well, if he 36, my wife, if he 36, my daughter be 39.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Hey, they listen, man. They listening.
So you know how old I'm is, right? Hey, that's up, man.
22.
Yeah.
Is your wife checking in, Sherelle?
Your wife
Your
checking
Yeah,
wife
in.
that's my
checking
baby
in?
there. That's
Nice.
my baby. I love you, girl. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
You got a real man on your hands right here. I applaud that. For real.
Great
That's what you
example.
call official black love right there.
You guys are giving me chills, man. It's a
Exactly.
family
It's,
affair, man.
that's
It's
his
a family
daughter.
affair, man.
Oh, it's his daughter. Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
that's my daughter.
Okay, my bad. So
Oh,
go ahead.
I got one more. I got one more shout out, man. Listen, I got the best son-in-law in the world.
Wow. Hey,
Yes, sir. Joseph Toes, man. Listen.
coming from a father.
Wow.
Hey, and this is true. This the God heaven truth, right?
Yeah.
When I got out of jail, right, I didn't know family love. I didn't know how to connect with my wife, right? So what I used to do is I used to, sneak in the corner and see him and my daughter, going through their little ins and outs and patching it up, and they might argue. All right, baby, that's it. Come on, right? And man, listen, man, that man taught me so much, man, of being a husband, man. So I want to
Wow.
give thanks to my son-in-law, man, Joseph Toes, man, the best in the world, man.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
Profound.
No more.
Yes.
You're killing us with love, man. You're killing us with love, man.
Black love, man. Black love.
Supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hey, not like Sassy said, not only love, black
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 love.
love.
love, man. Black love,
We
man. We
need
gotta
That's
more
the
of
only
start
way we
loving,
gonna
man.
clear the hate.
that.
That's
Yeah.
the only way we
Yeah,
gonna
man.
clear the
We
hate
gotta
with
start
love,
loving
more
again,
love.
man.
love.
You need a harder for real.
Black love.
Yeah, man. Once we start loving real love again, man, it gonna be
Agape
hard to
love.
stop us, man. Yes, it
Yeah.
gonna be hard to stop us,
That's
man.
what
So
we
that's
need in
what
the
we
black
do.
community. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. The circle of brotherhood, man. We love on each other, man.
Yeah,
That's why
because
that thing's so powerful,
we
man.
going.
We love on each other, man.
Yeah, we spread so far. We don't even have dinner together again. Everybody is in their room with
The
having,
devices.
yeah, the devices, phone, and everything.
We're gonna get to
Yeah.
all that. We're gonna get to a
Well,
big, nice little Q&A because I got a couple of questions and I want to connect the dots from everyone's experience also and see if we can come to a conclusion on something. But
All right.
next up, you look like the real OG right there. You know, like,
Yeah, that's the OG.
you the real OG right there. So without further ado, my man Albert. Lil Sonny. Why they call you Lil? You look mad tall.
Exactly. Like that.
Well, that's a family name. The streets gave me Big Money Sonny, but my brother still call me Lil Sonny. So and that come from Brother Durden. So first and foremost, I rise up every morning giving praises to that energy that wakes us up in the morning.
Definitely.
Thanking him each and every day because like God don't need us. We need him.
Exactly.
And so I'm so forever grateful to him. I'm so ever grateful to our ancestors. Those ones that didn't make it in the Middle Passages. And those grandparents and those aunts and uncles and all of those that raised us up, that passed over, I like to give honor to them. And I like to thank God once again, because when I look in my face, I see him. So I thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. So my street name was Big Money Sonny, right? And so
Sundog.
And drug dealers.
And what?
Sundog. We call him Sundog.
Drug dealers are basically the same everywhere we go. If you in New York, you could do the same thing in New York that you could do in Miami. So talking about how much drugs we sold and all that, that's not unique because we hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Right. But it's the transformation that God implanted in us, which is worthy to be talked about. And so we thankful for this platform for without the platform, we would just be a good rapper named Tupac that rap in his neighborhood, but without a Suge Knight putting him on the map, that we may see the fullness of a Tupac. Without that vehicle, he would just been a good rapper, but with a vehicle, he was a great rapper. So we thank you to the Barbershop for even hosting us, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime, man.
So we hear about the glamour of the drug dealers.
Yeah.
We hear about the glamour of people in prison, how many push-ups they do and this and that and this and that. But I want to give us the real scoop.
Please.
You know. So first of all, like, I had to figure out, how is it that almost a whole generation of drug dealers was snatched up out of our community like a dragnet? It was a lot, like it was a lot of us that had those names out in a certain particular time that the feds dragged all of us at one time, right?
I've seen that.
And so when crack came out and we was hustling and all that stuff, only thing we wanted to do is have pretty cars with shiny rims on it and big chains, and we wanted to ride with our girl, and we wanted people to see us.
Yep. I've seen it.
We didn't want no violence. We didn't want no confrontation. Before it came to gunplay, we would ask a mediator, hey, get Durden over here, man. Let's talk about this. Let's squash this, right? So when they took all the Bo Dillies, the Sweets and the Durdens and the Bo Dillies and the Ikes and the Murphs and a plethora of us that sold drugs in that neighborhood, once they took us out, they bred a violent group of drug dealers after us that was way different than we was. Right. And they greatest claim to fame was how many people that they could murder. Right. So even though we was getting money out there in the street, if we had to shoot somebody, I promise you it was below the waist. We didn't want to kill nobody. That's one, right? And so as I sit down in my home, I can still remember the day the feds came and got me. But before that, I remember like selling drugs, filling up the safe with money, being broke again, being up again, being down again. And people, they give me fame because of the things that I used to do selling drugs, right? But as my brother mentioned, I studied my mom. I didn't watch them. I studied them selling drugs. I studied how they use drugs. So so the portion of life that we went through with my mom that we could recognize was like when we were young to around 12 years old when we was taken away, right? But I had so much stored in my mind from 12 and before 12, it lay dormant in my mind, right? And it was always present. It was just waiting for an avenue to express, right? So I remember one day I was standing in my home, and I was looking out my window, and I began to weep. And I say, God, I'm tired of this life. I'm tired. I got a family over here. I got a family over there. Feel like the weight is on my shoulder. And I was weeping at my back door. And my wife, she was my girlfriend back then. She walked up behind me and she hugged me from the back and put her head on my back. And she said, baby, what's wrong? I say, I'm tired. I'm tired. And my cry was a prayer. It was the most sincere prayer that I had ever prayed, and I didn't even know it. I told God, take this life away from me. And so in God's own way, he chose how he was going to take the life away from me. And that was to give me a 35-year prison sentence. Wow. Right? And so I'm going to say this, like what I'm about to say now, I promise you the realest people that you know is not going to tell you what I'm about to say right now. I promise you. So I remember by the time I got in the holding cell in Brunswick, Georgia, and this federal government is a diabolical animal and a scientist.
Yep.
See, we don't know what we're dealing with when we deal with the federal government. When the federal government comes, they have the resources and the trickery to turn you against your own self, not just somebody against you, but they'll turn you against your own self.
Yep.
Wow.
Right. And so, along with the lawyers and the feds, man, they was playing so many tricks with my mind, right? And so this real end that was on the street in a holding cell started finding myself and asking questions. I say, damn, these crackers finna make me a rat. I'm like, damn. And it wasn't about me, because my brother just told y'all earlier, I told the feds, give me a life sentence and let my brother go. And I never filed no paperwork in court to get out. Right? So it wasn't about me. It was about my mom. It was about my brother. It was about my wife. It was about my other baby mama. They was threatening to lock them up. Right? So in my mind now, I'm like, damn, like I never thought that I would see the day when I have these type of thoughts. Am I going to cooperate with the government? And they was pounding me every day. I was getting mail. They denied this motion. They denied that motion. They denied this motion. They called this one to the grand jury. And I was literally about to go crazy.
Put the pressure on you. They put the pressure on you.
I wish I just had pressure. It was more than pressure.
Squeeze.
Right? And so I called my mom one day and I was like, Mom, and I was like I was weak. And it was dark. And I called my mom. I said, Mom. So what they did, I had another baby mama. They had her on the case. So my lawyer told me, say, they're going to call Samantha to court. And when she get to court, they're going to lock her up.
Wow.
So now I'm trying to call her on the phone to prepare her for what she about to go through. And she done got a devil that was out, a lawyer that was out.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. You trust me, because some of them lawyers are devils.
So the lawyer telling her, don't listen to me because I'm in trouble. Right? So I noticed that she stopped giving me information. So I say, oh, so some cracker that you ain't never seen before in your life is going to tell you not to communicate with me, and I'm the key to free you.
Wow.
And so she finally confessed that he said that. But anyway, they brought us to court one morning. They brought her in there, and then they say, well, lock her up. So they put her in handcuffs and they shot me out the building. Right? So I'm like, oh my God, they really, so since they locked her up, so there's a possibility they're gonna lock my baby mama up. There's a possibility they're gonna lock my mom up because they say she was present doing drug. So damn, these crackers real in my mind, right? So I called my mom, I'm like, Mom, they say they gonna get you, they gonna get Corinthia, they gonna get so-and-so. And she told me, she said, boy, let me tell you something. I raised you all your life. I know you. Say, you trying to save everybody. She said, you ain't Jesus. Jesus probably have the ability to save everybody, but you not him. She said, let me tell you something. You not going to sell your soul to the devil. And if they come get me, and if they come get Corinthia and all those people that help you spend that money, then damn it, let them come get it. But you not going to sell your soul to the devil, and don't ask me nothing like that no more.
Wow.
So she gave me a little strength, but I was still weak. So as time went on, right, I find myself I finally get to prison, right? And so in my mind, I say, you know what? Whenever I get out, the guy that told on me, I'm going to befriend him. I'm going to try to befriend his daughter and try to put some babies in her and try to make them think that we family. And just when they think that we family, I'm going to murder all of them. So this is what I thought in my mind, right? Trying to figure out how I'm going to do a 35-year sentence, right? And so this is my thoughts. And so just like when I was before I was 12, I buried the mastery of selling drugs in the back of my mind. I had buried those thoughts in the back of my mind, right?
Okay.
And so I started acting out in prison. Me and my brother, me and my brother, when we got to USP Atlanta, like if I thought that I was a beast, it was men walking around that was a beast square. A beast time beast, right? And when we got there, like I'd never been to boys' school, I'd never been to after school detention. I never, I've been to the county jail one time, so I ain't no gladiator. Right? So once me and my brother got there, we sat down and we said, you know what, bro? We ain't gonna make it out of here. And we sat down and we made a pact. We say, we not gonna make it out here, but whenever it go down, we gonna die together.
Wow.
So we didn't think that we was gonna make it out, right? And so I started writing letters to my wife. She was my girl, but she my wife now. And I started telling her, you know what? I'm gonna make these crackers kill me. Suicidal thoughts, And I just want you, just watch how God worked, right? So I told her, so I ain't finna let no cracker make me do no 35 year. I'm gonna make these cracker kill me, right? And so I did something and I was put in solitary confinement. Then that's when I started writing my girl these suicidal letters, right? And so a couple of weeks after that, a guard came to my door and he said, you got a visit. And so I had never had a visit. I don't know visiting days. So I said, man, Crocker, get your ass from my cell. Don't play with me. I said, you play with me, I'm gonna kill you when I get out. Now don't play. He said, you got a visit. And if you don't cuff up, I'm gonna tell you people to just leave, right? And so they cuffed me up. So they got 3 or 4 guards around me. And in the penitentiary, everybody think you're a snitch. Everybody think lawyers coming to see you. So I don't know what's going on, right?
He got out early.
Huh?
I'm saying he got out so early. He must have thought of somebody.
Yeah. So they all around me, and I'm wondering why they protecting me and all that stuff. So anyway, I get out in the visiting room. It's my girl and my two children. And she's told me, she say, Sonny, and she was crying. She say, don't make these people kill you. She say, we gonna be with you, at least we could talk to you, but you got a family. Don't make these people kill you, Sonny. And I was like, oh my God, somebody really do love me for real. Oh, it's not all about me. It's about me and other people, right? And so I got out of the solitary confinement and I started searching for God.
Right.
And I say and I had a dream. So before I went to jail, me and my brother went to prison. I had a dream when I was about 18 years old. And the dream told me, say, you know what? You think you so smart, huh? Because like the guys my age, like I was way smarter than them. So the guy who we was work for, he pulled me to the side and gave me other responsibilities. Because for real, I was smarter than him. I just didn't have money, right? But the dream said, you think you smart. Say everybody going to jail around here and you ain't going. They say, but you gonna go to jail and you gonna get a lot of time, but you're not going to do it all. And in that dream, it showed me a jail cell. It showed me how the window looked. It showed me how the desk looked. It showed me the colors of the room and everything. And I told that dream to my brother when I was young. I said, man, I had this dream, man. And when we, and some 15, 20 years later, when we got the USP land in that cell, and I asked my brother, I said, you remember that dream I told you about? He said, yeah. I said, tell me what the dream was. He said, the dream was we was in a cell and it was a long window. And we had, and then when he said that, I looked at the window.
Wow, deja vu.
And he said, and the desk, you said the desk looked like this. And when he said that, my eyes went to the desk. Yes. And it was the same jail cell I had seen in a dream when I was 18 years old. And when I went to jail, I was 30 years old.
Wow.
It was the exact same cell.
So right? all this journey was God leading you to something to become
something great.
Yeah. So something inside me told me to find God. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to explain it. But it used to be an old man that used to come when me and my brother get the wilding out named Mr. Reagan. And he used to come, and I tell you, he was our angel, because every time we used to put them knives on us and get ready to do something, he'll call us. And he said, y'all come here. He said, y'all gonna get out of prison. He said, I was in y'all position before and I walked right out them cells. And so every time we would get ready to do some foolishness, Mr. Reagan would call us. So now we got to watch him before we do something, right? and so what my mom told me, what my wife told me, and Mr. Reagan, I got on a journey to find God, right? And so to make a long, I could talk for a long time, so I'm gonna wrap this up because I know y'all got questions and answers, right? So fast forward. So I was a minister in prison for a number of years in the Nation of Islam.
Okay, and a while.
God helped me to minister to Spanish people, and I don't even speak Spanish. People would come to me when they had problems with their wife and problems and so God used me in prison, right? And so to fast forward, I remember President Barack Obama was doing the clemency program where he was granting people clemencies, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And so on that journey to trying to get a clemency, right? My brother, his daughter, told him, because he had got out before me, and his daughter told him, say, we need to do a family prayer. We need to pray and we need to fast because my uncle need to come home. And like a number of them in our family, they prayed, they fasted at a certain time, and they prayed at a certain time every day for me to come home, right? And President Obama, he had did a number of clemencies, and there used to be some guys in my unit. They would come and they would say, Brother Sonny, God told me that you was gonna be on the next clemency that come out. And it was 2 of them guys. And when the next clemency came out and I wasn't on it, them guys would come to my cell and they would cry, Brother Sonny, God told me he was gonna let you go. And I got to hug them. They crying for me. And I got to hug them to tell them I'm gonna be all right. Right? So at some point, I lost my daughter when I was in prison. And so at some point, I found myself in the chaplain office, and I would just start a regular conversation. And I was like, Chaplain, I don't know what God want me to do. I say, but I'm tired. I say, I done did everything he want me to do. God, when he gonna help me? I'm like, God, when you gonna help me? You help everybody, and I done everything you want me to do. When you gonna help me, God? I'm tired. I can't do it no more. And the lady, she was praying for me. She said, he gonna do it. He gonna do it. And I'm like, when? I done lost my daughter. I almost went crazy because of that. And I'm like, I'm crying and I'm reliving that right now. I'm like, God, like I done. everything you want me to do. When you gonna do something for your servant? And I promise you, 3 days after that, you know, they talk about the 3 days with Christ, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he rose on the third day, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, it was a guy that had got the clemency. So President Barack Obama, when he did a clemency on Fridays. And if he gonna do a next one, it's either gonna be that Friday or the Friday after that. He never did a clemency one day and came back and did a clemency 2 days after that. It never happened.
Mm.
So I was in the unit and I was on the computer and they say, Brother Sonny, they calling you to the lieutenant office. I'm like, I'm typing my daughter. I'm gonna come. So they say, Brother Sonny, they keep calling you to the lieutenant office. So I like, well, I must be going to get the colonoscopy. So I go to the lieutenant office. So when I walk in the office, the lieutenant approached me, and it was 3 ladies like behind him, and looked like they was about to cry, right? Because they know me. They know me from the compound. So I'm trying not to focus my attention on them. So the warden tell me, you going to solitary confinement because you done something on my compound, right? And so I chuckle. I say, man, you know me. I don't do nothing on your compound. So he told me, he say, I just got a call from the clemency department. They just granted your clemency.
Wow.
And my knees got weak. And I was like, oh God, you said you was gonna do it. And I'm just praying and I'm just praying and I'm just praying and I'm crying and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you said you was gonna do it. And I'm like, they're like, you all right? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not all right. And so God delivered me. So I'll close and I'll say this. I had promised God that if he was to let me out of prison, that I would go back in the streets and I would do everything that I could possibly do to go back in the community that I helped to destroy. And I met the Circle of Brotherhood. And so I like to thank our president, Pastor Jeffrey Mack. I like to thank our lead organizer, Brother Leroy Jones. And I like to thank our executive director, Brother Lyle Muhammad, for giving me a platform, just like you give me a platform. And I like to thank the street minister, Minister Anthony Durden, for stopping me one day on 157th Street. And he said that God told him to tell me that to join the Circle of Brotherhood. And that's the best thing, one of the best things that I ever done in my life. So I thank you once again, dear family, for this platform. But I thank God more for putting in our hearts to do what it is that we're doing right now. Thank you.
I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Okay, before we get to the Q&A, I also want to mention the fact, brother Anthony, let them know, because I was with a good friend of mine, MD, and we were down over in Brownsville where the school's located. And I'm gonna let you tell that portion so that the public can know where the school is, the information, the history of the school, and all that, and then we'll get into a little Q&A before we wrap up.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. This has been a very, very, very life-touching and life-transformative conversation.
Yes.
And my prayer is that our community will receive this gift that God has given us to share with them our stories, and hoping that it would inspire those who may be seeking some identity, some acceptance, some support, and know that Black men are here and we ain't going nowhere.
Yes.
If you want to find out about the Circle of Brotherhood, we're a nonprofit organization. We were established in 2013, which was 8 years ago. We're now in Miami, Florida, at the heart of Liberty City, on 5120 Northwest 24th Avenue, 33142, at the Dr. Dorothy Bendross and Social and Economic Institute. You can right now go to our website, www.circleofbrotherhoodmiami.org, and look at a plethora of different services that we offer to our community. You can also follow us on all of our social media handles. We're on Facebook as Circle of Brotherhood. We're on Instagram as Circle of Brotherhood. We're from the streets to the suites. We are Black men solving our own community problems. And like my brothers, that God raised them from the dead. Yeah. And I said this to say that a true human transformation cannot happen without a God encounter.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
A true human transformation cannot happen without a real God encounter. And so when people speak about the plight of our community and they speak about issues that we are directly impacted with, like gun violence, we come at it from a holistic approach because we knew what it took for us to come in and we know what it takes for us to bring them out. And so for that, we are grateful for this platform, to the barbershop, to the host, to everyone that's on the panel. We thank you guys for giving us this platform tonight, and we're forever grateful.
Nah, I thank you.
Thank you for sharing your testimonies. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
Guys are
more than
man.
deep.
Second chance.
I'm gonna give everyone a chance to just ask some quick questions.
My question is for Brother Anthony. Did you ever get reconnect with your father? Because I had a strong father in my life.
I got the opportunity to reconnect with my father because I was going so far left.
Yeah.
That my mom was trying to get me back on the right track. And so she felt that a geographical location back to Miami would help me out. I was 18 at that time. So, I did reconnect with my father, and me and my father have the best relationship ever. Right now, today, he's a minister himself. He's a deacon, ordained deacon, Bobby Durden Sr. And he's my hero, man. He's my hero. And I appreciate his influence.
The reason why I ask is because a lot of Black men, like young kids, like they don't know their father, and like I have a lot of my friends, they don't know their dad, and sometimes when we have conversation, they talk about their mom but never mention their dad. So I told them, look here, I know my father, he was in my life, so I'm like, yo, I'm big on that, big on that.
But my father never had the opportunity to meet his father. He doesn't even know what his father looks like. He saw pictures, but he doesn't know the physical presence of his father.
Wow.
Love that, man.
My question to you guys is that, are the younger folks now that you guys are mentoring, how are they receiving your message? Are they bringing more young men to your platform to listen to what you have to say about the drugs situation and everything?
Streets.
How you get into them, the young man in the street? Are they receiving it?
So let me share this with you, brother. I'm glad you asked that question. The Circle of Brotherhood has a plethora of different services that we render to the community, and we're all expertise in that particular area that we serve in, right? So we got a component to the Circle of Brotherhood called the Circle of Entertainment, right? And so we got brothers like my brother that brought me into the Circle of Brotherhood, Anthony Blackman, who is the CEO of Black Man Music Group. And we have my little brother, Lamont Pop Nanton, who is the CEO of I Squad Entertainment, which stands for Integrity, Character, and Excellence. These brothers are all about positive music and positive influence. Remember back in the days how we grew up on KRS-One?
Yeah.
Remember how back in the days we had Brand Nubians?
Yeah, I remember them.
We had Poor Righteous Teachers.
Yep.
We had those influences growing up, and then came gangster rap, So we're trying to take it back and bring back the positivity in our music, because we understand that music is our greatest influence for our youth, right? And so we have so many different holistic trainings for our young people. For instance, through the music, we've been able to touch some of the ones that the system would have gotten caught up with, like our brother G Dot. G Dot is a great example of our holistic, transformational, educational program, where we bring brothers in, we meet them where they at. A lot of these guys was out here about that life, you know what I mean? And they was missing the same components that we missed. They missed the fathers in the homes.
Right.
They come from broken homes, and they are broken boys. And so when we share our stories, when they hear the stories of Albert and my brother, my cousin Marvin, and see, now you talking, these are Miami legends now. Don't get it twisted. If you heard of Freeway Rick and all these other guys that you see on, these different platforms, you're looking at that right now. You're looking at guys who really got street cred and really know, the ins and outs of these streets. So when we talk to these young people, they can relate to our stories because it's real. You know what I mean? We don't come to them from a mountaintop experience. We come to them with a valley low experience, that we know what it is to be at the bottom. So our young people, man, we embrace them like they embrace us. And we have a young trainers program where our brother Lal Muhammad and brother Al Muhammad trains our young people, and teach them etiquette, teach them how to dress, teach them mannerism, teach them how to speak. We have vocational skills schools where we think we have career in the year, where we take our young boys and our young girls and we give them a year the opportunity to go and learn a trade. Where some of them might not be able to go to college, so we give them a trade. Remember those vocational schools that we had in high school?
Oh yeah.
You remember how vital and how important those vocational schools were?
Yeah,
very vital.
Well, we understand that they're just as vital today as they were back then. It's just that we don't have these vocational skill sets in our high schools, so we have to create avenues to be able to train our young boys to become auto mechanics.
Yeah, I saw
teach our young boys how to become carpenters, block masons.
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
Let me
exactly.
That guy that does. He has a TV show. He does the dirty work. They call it Dirty Show, something like that. The white dude.
Yeah, I know.
They had him. I was watching PBS yesterday, and they were like, the young kids nowadays, they don't want to do that. But he said, we need more. We need more electrician. We need more
person.
We need more. He said that the trade school have gone to the wayside. He said we need that back.
They have to,
especially in the black neighborhood.
They don't have a choice at the end of the day.
Here you come full circle talking about
they
it.
have to. They have to.
You can't survive without that, brother. We'll lose a whole generation of our people if we don't have these basic skill sets, because these are the entrepreneurs of our community. These are the businesses that thrived in our black communities.
Yep.
They don't have a choice.
They bring the economy to our neighborhood. So we need these skilled people back.
Yep.
And we also teach coding.
Oh, great.
We also teach, website building, studio engineering. So we're not in the caveman days, like we're just all on, the brick and mortar things. We're on technology too.
Exactly.
Brother, listen.
We teach them how to create apps.
We're gonna have to chop it up after this, because we got a lot of connections right here.
I need a website.
Talked a lot of air. I got a couple of producers and engineers I got to bring your way as well. Then we're gonna connect the dots.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna connect the dots. Sassy, you had any questions?
I had a question for Brother Albert. He's on mute right now.
He can hear you.
For your experience in solitary confinement, how long were you in? And what I know, sometimes if you're in for a certain length of time, it can kind of
plays on your mind.
It plays on your mind. That's the purpose for it. So please tell me what your experience was with that.
So I think the whole thing was like a solitary confinement, but I think I probably was back there probably like maybe 30 days or 45 days.
Okay.
But I had just got to the prison. So all of that stuff, so when I was on the compound, I had a lot of other things to distract me.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got in solitary by myself with one other guy, then that's when they say the mind is a devil workshop.
Mm-hmm.
The devil start start using his tools in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and all of that stuff. So I was just in there like 45 days, but you know that it only take a split second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a question for Brother Albert too. You say you mentioned the Nation of Islam. How you got into that? I mean, like, who approached you about that?
So
And
I started searching for God, right? So I went to the Hebrew Israelite, like I went to every service. I went to the Hebrew Israelite service. I went to the Rasta service. I went to the Sunni Muslim service. I went to the Nation of Islam service. I was reading back about the Black Panther Party and CORE and SNCC and MOVE and all of that stuff. And Tupac stepfather, Matula Shakur, he stayed next door to me. So I started hanging around him, and he started telling me about the Black Panther Party and all of that type of stuff. So I started searching for the religion. When I started searching for God, I started searching for a religion. And so one night I had a dream that I was in the neighborhood, and I seen a young lady that grew up in the neighborhood. She was young, but she was older. She was on crack, and I heard about that. And I was telling her, why you smoking crack and all of that stuff. And when she left, turned around and left, she told me, Assalamu alaikum. So I took that as a sign that my choice of religion was the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
But I went for like a whole year just studying all religions and all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Aaliyah, any questions?
She's on mute. You're on mute.
You're mute.
I'm sorry. The question that I have is, do you have any other chapters other than where you're located in, you said Miami?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have other places that you branched out to?
No, not yet. We've been having conversations with a lot of people that want us to bring a Circle of Brotherhood type of organization to their cities. We just have to become. We're still in development, like as an organization, because we're only like 8 years old, and so we're still, learning the kinks ourselves. So before we go out and redevelop other circles, we want to make sure that we have our foundation solid here in Miami, and then we'll start eventually reaching out to other cities to implement the same thing.
It's an old thing. You can learn to dance at home before you dance abroad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have another question. I have a question for Brother Marvin. You said that you realized that God had a plan for you. Sometimes we get multiple callings from God, but we don't really respond.
Yes.
Tell me what your experience was when you finally realized, like, what exactly may have happened that made you realize, okay, this is it, and this might be my last call.
Well, the most drastic one, I was in California. He had just went through a major riot with the Mexicans against blacks.
Oh.
And I was in solitary confinement too. So I had them been in there now for like 7 months. And I was just going through it, flooding the toilet, jacking the door. Don't let the police put food in the slot. I ain't finna eat. I ain't finna do this. I ain't finna do that. So one day I called home, and my daughter, she got on the phone, and she like, Daddy, you ain't been calling us. I say, I'm in the hole. She like, dog, man, you don't think we love you? So I'm like, yeah. She like, nah, you can't think that, because every time we turn around, you in the hole. Like I say, when I was in prison, I was more angry. I was more upset, and everything got in my way. I was trying to steamroll it, like my brother said. It's a beast in there, a beast in a beast.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody is the baddest. You think you bad, he badder than him, and he badder than him, and he badder than him. So what I would do, I would get off first. You know what I'm saying? And every like 3-4 months or 5-6 months.
Yeah.
The feed.
Back in
It'll
you.
come back. It'll come back.
He'll be back in a minute.
Here we
So
go.
I'm like, what you mean? Every time I turn around, you in the hole. So, like I said, I was in the hole probably like 6, 7, 8 months already.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, listen, you have to do better. I say, man, listen, right?
He's coming.
Give him a chance. Give him
Here we go.
There we go.
All right, you're back.
Cause my daughter, she is like, I never wanted to upset her from the first day she was born. You know what I'm saying? Everything was, revolved around her. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, here you go. So I start crying. I say, damn, man, when is you going to straighten up? When you going home? Right? Because like my brother said, we hadn't made up our mind. We ain't never getting out of prison. But if they kill us, somebody getting killed too. So we ain't never getting out. So I'm like, listen, that's it. That's it. I'm cool. I'm through. I'm through with everything. So now I'm still in the hole. It's going on 11 months.
Wow.
Right? So I'm back to square one. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother was saying, in solitary confinement, they put you in there to manipulate your mind. You know what I'm saying? Get you off your wife, get you off your children. You know what I'm saying? Get you off your square what God have for you. So I'm back at square one. I'm jacking the door. I'm flooding the cell. You not putting nobody in my cell. I'm in there by myself. I finally get transferred after 11 months, 12 days. They send me to another penitentiary. Y'all can look it up. Beaumont, Texas. They used to call it they used to call it Bloody Beaumont.
Wow.
Get into it with the DC dudes, back in the hole again.
Wow.
And this time, my daughter told me she had enough. She was done. And at that time, I was like, I'm done. I need to find something. I wasn't a person that go to religious service, but I used to go with my brother. But after they separated me and my brother, I ain't had time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I thought God put me in these situations to get killed, so I ain't had time for that. But once my daughter told me that, Daddy, it's over with. I'm like, hell no, I can't lose her. So,
That was it.
straightened up.
That was it right
That
there.
was that was it. That was it.
wanted to,
I was like,
no, go ahead.
go ahead.
Now, so I just wanted to point out something to everyone on the panel that is so interesting. From every one of, and I'm pretty sure because that's in the Black community. We all grew up in some sort of church environment to begin with. Like the starting point.
That's
right.
Like the starting point.
Now, the Black church has always been strong the church has been strong in the Black community.
But the point I'm getting to right now, and I want the younger kids to kind of get an idea about the journey, is that we all start out in the Black community with some sort of church environment. You might not be 1,000% religious or spiritual at that point, but it's just so odd. And the journey for all of us, it's not just you guys, it's for all of us, is the fact that God does everything in His own time.
That's right.
Everyone's story on the panel today.
He's an on-time God.
It's in order for you to save you. So when you look at something and say, why am I going through this? Why am I? He had a greater purpose for each and every one of you.
That's right.
And in order for you to be here to serve it, I'm going to have to put you over here in time out for a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Because right now your vision is blurred. And the path that you head into right now, you might not make it. And I need you as an angel to deal with certain things that I need you for in the future. So I'm gonna have to put you in timeout for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So the point that I'm getting to is the fact, all right, let me just rewind a little bit. Now, like you said, every hood is the same. It doesn't matter if you're in New York, Texas, California, hood to hood, it's the same thing.
You got the drug dealers, you got this and you got that. Yeah.
Now, I've never told anyone this story, but I myself, I remember one time, because like I said, unfortunately, most of these neighborhoods, we grow up around that environment.
Yeah.
You're gonna be around the hustlers, you're gonna be around every negative aspect of these things.
Yeah, been there.
But I remember one time a friend of mine, he was hustling, and he said to me, "Yo, I was in the music business." And he said to me, "Yo, why you keep doing this 9 to 5 foolishness, man? Yo, you can make this in no time. You sitting here going to work." And I said, "Nah, the jail thing, we just don't mix," you know? And he said, "Listen, tell you what, come do this. I'm going to give you the work. Knock it off for me. I'm going to give you majority of it so you can get started." I'm not going to lie. I thought about it for a quick second because this guy is loaded. He always got money on him. So I'm like, I said, all right, let me go home and think about it. I went home and I had a dream, similar to how each and every one of y'all had a dream. And I remember the first drug sale I was going to do was a hand-to-hand sale. And I remember the first guy I did the hand-to-hand sale was a cop. And, yo, I woke up out that dream so fast, I was like, yo, hell no. The next morning, he said to me, "Yo, you ready to put that work in?" I said, hell no. Hell no, I'm not doing this shit. He said, "Yo, what happened?" I said, "Yo, nah." You know why? Because when I had the dream, when I woke up, I said one thing to God. I said, "Listen, you already gave me, you told me what the deal is. I'm going to ask one thing that you do. I will never touch that. But I ask that you guide me in some direction where I can make it in this industry or do something to give back or do something. But when it comes to that, I'm going to stay steadfast, strong. I'm not, no matter, I could be down and out. I'm not going to do it." And the thing what I would want most kids nowadays to understand is it's a setup game.
That's all.
It's a setup game. It's like you're not going to win this game. It's like a shell game. It's like dice. It's like, it's the setup game. And the thing with it is that due to the fact that we are putting this impoverished neighborhood, we want out. Everyone said the same thing. I want out. I don't want it. I want better. I want this.
Yeah.
And because they know that now, they can bring these things into the neighborhood and say, "Hey, if you do this, you can get that."
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping that each and every one from seeing this tonight can see it now and say, "You know what? I see the bigger picture."
Yeah.
Because now, like you said, going back in the neighborhood, when we come to this point in our neighborhoods where we have gentrification and all these different things that's going on,
that's going on.
Can you imagine if every one of the hustlers either decided to reinvest instead of having all the shiny things, reinvest in your neighborhood, or even better, when they brought it to our neighborhoods, we said, "Nah, take that over there. Take it to the Italians. Take it to the Chinese. Take it to the Jews. Take it to," because I'm pretty sure they probably tried it over there and they told them, "Nah, take it to the blacks." You understand?
That's right.
So now you imagine if we said from jump, "No, you take it over there with that." You understand what I'm saying? And I hope everyone that's watching it right now can learn something, because that's what this is all about. It's not a braggadocious thing. It's not something where we're trying to make it seem glorious to tell these kids, "Hey, yo, look what I did. I was a big OG and I did this." No, a lot of them need to hear exactly what you're saying. Going to prison is not a rap music video.
That's right.
It's not a rap music video where a lot of them, they'll do this for little clouts, come back out, and now they got more IG exposure, numbers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This is not that. Some may make it, but a lot don't. A lot are not talking about the rape situations. A lot are not talking about getting sliced in the face and all these different things. Some are not talking about people that's getting their whole neck cut off.
That's right.
Snitching and all of that.
You know, so I applaud you guys, and I'm humble.
You got
I'm humble.
You're part of a miracle, man.
And
you
like
guys are a miracle.
I'm 100% proud to know we share. Well, almost. I'm a little Drake, but we share the same. You know, we share the same black tone as black men. You know what I'm saying? Because now I have an avenue.
Yeah.
To see my brother apologize to all the females. It's an unheard of situation.
That's deep. That's deep.
That was deep.
Now, how many black men you know gonna come out and apologize?
That was deep.
For all females.
It takes a man of
because you know, all of us not men now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We claim to be men, but we not men. You know what I'm saying? That's why you would very seldom see a man, you know what I'm saying, be a man.
Yeah.
And see, I hope we can cut that cord right there, because moving forward, we don't need to see a recycled situation, a regurgitation situation. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's right.
Now the younger ones, we can hope to say, okay, you didn't see your father, don't repeat the same thing for your kids.
Yeah.
Because the end result is the same thing that we're going to see in all the neighborhoods again, and we don't need that. So on that account, I want to applaud you guys for tonight. I want to tell you, listen, anything that you guys need
they got to come back on the show.
Promote
got to have them.
and to do, this platform is your platform.
Yeah.
This platform is your platform. Never forget.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Before I end, one more time.
They got to come back on the show.
To South Florida. You need to give it up and pay utmost respect to this Rodney Baltimore needs to get his flowers. All I have to say. So if anyone from Hot 105, Cox Media, and all these places, let it be known, you got a king in your building. You need to crown him. Facts. Facts.
And he very special to our organization as well.
He brought me there.
That's right.
And then this brought this. So that's why I'm saying I have to give him his due honor. Nothing but respect for Rodney Baltimore.
So I want to say this to you, my brothers and sisters, before we depart. Next month on March the 9th will be our 2nd anniversary of our Operation Hunger Strike against gun violence. Mm-hmm. 9 black men from Miami, Florida, went on a 21.5-day hunger strike
and fasting
to curb the gun violence and raise awareness in our community. And if you guys allow us a window where we may be able to get all 9 of our brothers to come on your platform,
not a problem.
Like I said, you got to come
address the gun violence issue nationwide.
You tell me the time and place. Hey. You got the number. Time and place. Yo, my platform, our platform is your platform.
Thank you, my brothers. Yes,
you got my number. Say less. You're good.
Well, can I say this one more thing to my brothers?
Go ahead.
And repeat that date again.
March the 9th.
March 9th.
Okay.
It's the day that we launched our hunger strike. But you know, any window that's available, anytime you want us to, you know, we'll try to connect the dots and try to have all 9 of these black men come on here and share that experience, and also continue to have the conversation. That's most definitely needed in our communities right now in this time and day.
Before I go to Albert, believe it or not, that's being as the fact that you're doing it against gun violence is ironic, because that was the day that Biggie died, March 9th.
Oh.
Off of gun violence.
Because I wanted to ask a question, if you have ever reached out to any of your Crips brothers to, like, you know,
our inmates are.
Have I did what now?
Have you ever reached out to any of your Crips brothers in Compton?
All of my homies follow me on social media.
Oh, okay.
All of my homies follow me on social media. I got homies that's in the penitentiary you know, and I got homies that I minister to on the streets that's watching me, that's messaging me, telling me how inspired they are, you know, and that just that motivates me because, you know, like I said, that's a part of my home too. So, you know, me being away from Compton as long as I've been, I still keep that connect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of them are watching tonight, you know what I'm saying? So I want to give a shout out to my homies in Compton, man. You already know.
That's good.
Like you said, 1,000%.
Yes.
March 9th.
Well, all right, can I well, I don't want to let this be known, right? I started my own little business. You know what I'm saying? I sell like elderberry. Do y'all know about elderberry? Or y'all never heard of it?
Yes,
well, I'm the elderberry king in Miami. Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have the elderberry juices. Y'all can follow me on Instagram on MC All Natural Elderberry.
All right.
MC All Natural
Elderberry.
on Instagram.
And my daughter, on Instagram. And my daughter also sell CMOS.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Yep. I know that.
Listen.
So you know, my transformation is very real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can give me a package right now. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I'm not doing another second in jail. I went and got my license.
Yes.
I went and registered to vote.
Yes.
I'm not listening, man. You know. So that's what I got. Y'all, you know what I'm saying?
We need to get our young black men out there to vote.
That's right.
All of a sudden, they don't want to go out there and vote. I'm telling them, once you got that power to vote, trust me, it's a special thing, man. Trust.
You guys heard of Desmond Meade?
Yep.
Have you guys had him on yet?
Not yet.
But we'd love
make
to.
It happen. Make it happen.
We'd love to.
We'll make that happen.
Make it happen.
Love to, man.
Make it happen. I'll make it happen.
We're gonna talk off camera. We got a lot of things that gotta connect. We got a lot of things that gotta connect.
We gotta reach out on March 9th.
Yeah, March 9th. We got there's a couple of we gonna connect the dots.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people that's in the community that's doing a lot of things too. We're gonna have to connect each other.
There we go. Tropical Sea Moss.
Yeah.
Tropical sea
Check
moss.
it out.
That's right.
Thanks for putting it up.
Yeah, listen.
That's right.
What y'all do? Give us all the information. We'll put it on all the platforms for you guys. No, not an issue.
That's it.
Not an issue.
All the plugs, we'll put it up.
There.
All the plugs, we'll put it up.
We'll put it up.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all.
Once again, I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. And listen,
everybody,
we thank you for blessing Live at the Barbershop tonight with this inspirational stories that you told for tonight. Yo, all the good that you're doing in the neighborhood, you will definitely see the fruits of your labor. Guaranteed.
Thank you so much.
Guaranteed.
Thank you.
Where is the spot they locate?
Where's our headquarters?
Yes, sir.
He mentioned it earlier on. But you could mention it again. Mention it again.
Our headquarters is in Miami, Florida. The Dr. Dorothy Bendross Social and Economic Institute in Miami, Florida, 5120 Northwest 24th Avenue, 33142 zip code. Also, our website is www.circleofbrotherhoodmiami.org. If you're looking at this panel tonight and you're not in Miami, you can also still support Black businesses, Black entrepreneurs, and Black organizations such as this, because we do thrive on donations and support from the community. We need the community to continue to lift us up and support us so that we can continue to do this work that we do.
Facts. Facts. Thank you once again. Thank you once again. So, Brother Anthony Durden, Brother Albert Campbell,
Mr. Sweet,
and of course, Marvin Campbell. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, really and truly, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna call y'all UGK from that one. You know what I'm saying? That's 50 right there. Yo, thank you very much. I usually close out the show by telling everybody, go out in the world and be somebody. But I think y'all already did it. Y'all already put that out in the world already. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little closing. But yo, Y'all been doing it. Just keep up the good work. We gonna help.
Very inspirational. Thank you.
Very inspirational.
Gentlemen.
All right,
Thank you
appreciate
so
y'all.
much.
Black men at their finest. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Brother,
You need that.
listen, thank you very much.
You need that,
Circle
man.
of brotherhood all day, every day. Thank you. Thank you very much. Live at the
God
barbershop.
bless.
Thank you.
One.
All right.
For real, man. Yo, we got to have them back.
Yeah, we'll have them back.
Come
Most definitely.
man.
Have them back.
Man, I love that.
So, okay. Once again, thanks to everyone that came on the panel tonight.
Hey,
all the viewers. I got to thank our viewers. I mean,
oh yeah,
everybody.
Nothing without them.
Hold on. They're not even viewers.
Our supporters, our family.
They family.
We all family, man.
That's the family.
Everybody that tuned in tonight.
Yes.
Love y'all.
Family. We
love share it.
Appreciate it. Really
share
appreciate
it. It'll be available on YouTube. Share it.
We share it.
Those that couldn't join us.
We sharing this hard. We got to share this.
Please
hard.
do share it. And a reminder now, all the platforms now, you have YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, and of course, last but not least, iHeartRadio. Yeah. Okay, live at the barbershop.
You got to share.
Thank you very much.
Go out in the world and be somebody.